Hello everyone. Um, these days I don't send my CV anymore to anybody. I don't submit any CV again. And I would like us to discuss that in this video. I wanted you to have an idea of why I don't send my CV anymore. So it is going to be a personal experience. It's going to be a personal opinion, or no matter the number of opinions I'm going to give, it is personal. So you have to look at it and take it with a grain of salt. So why don't I send my CV nowadays to companies? The first reason is to be honest, is I feel like I'm not going to be taken. I'm not going to be considered. And the reason for that is because I'm a self-taught software developer, and I tend to feel like the papers always get in the way to prevent me from actually expressing myself to companies. And to be honest, I have to say I am really tired of sending CVs and not getting any feedback from anybody. So I actually stopped somewhere 2 years ago, and I think the last CV I sent was to Andela, and I am really fed up. I'm tired, and I don't even want to hear about it. I'm really tired. Because the thing is this, you are a self-taught software developer. You didn't go to school to have any paper. So it is really difficult to show to companies what you are capable of, and they don't have time for that. They always put in papers in front as this fence, always filtering people in a manner that does not fit the reality. So you are good in code, you have the experience, you have been coding for so many years, you have had so much experience that you can be useful somewhere, but because there's no paper to actually justify that, it becomes really impossible. Some of these people who even went to school, who have the papers and everything, do not even have an idea of what you are capable of. In fact, things don't even have names in probably the current situation of software development. For an example is this, to illustrate what I'm trying to say is this. When I started development, there wasn't anything such as front end, back end, and all these terms are fresh. What we knew was a webmaster. Today, when you speak with new developers, you tell them I'm a webmaster, they are confused. And I remember in one of my articles, I made a mention of it, where I was saying a webmaster is basically what we call today a full stack developer. So you can imagine. So these are the things new developers even have no idea. But because they have certificates, they get hired, and companies keep on messing up. And in fact, I won't go too much into it. So basically, the reason is certificates getting in the way, preventing us from being assessed and from being kind of getting to the company. So that really gets me out. And the other thing is what we call nepotism. So it is nepotism. So the thing is this, not only the certificates are also getting in the way, but people who usually are in these companies tend to kind of search in their environment first to see if there's nobody in the close relatives, so friends, families, and so on and so forth. So it's more of connections, more of connections. And we, the self-taught developers, you have always been locked in your corner and always busy. Hardly you create connections with people. In fact, it is when you go to school or you go to these boot camps and everything that you get a chance to meet people and all this. So you tend to have less connections when it comes to people, And apart from that, in most companies, when you start working, to me, most developers who work will also witness such things. So you actually go and they load you with a very severe interview, making you do every single data structures and algorithm and everything everywhere. You kill it with the interview. You learn so much crazy, and then when you get there, the work they ask you to do is probably to keep on updating a form and to keep on. So there's nothing actually in the work that relates to what you wasted all this time to learn, so-called for preparing for interview or other things. So, and The other point I will also raise is that I personally love to do my work. I personally love to challenge myself, and I prefer always having something really consistent, something really serious to do at hand, than me being submitted to a company and just be taking care of some few little things here and there and making few updates or so. So I prefer being in a company where I'm deeply involved in the production, in the creation of things. I really want to participate to the making of things. I don't just want to be there and superficially contributing in little things. So I tend to feel bored when in the last companies where I worked as a software developer, mostly schools. So I really end up being bored because there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. So I look at all these things and I'm like, no. In fact, my CV is not consistent and they are not going to see. So why not sit down, focus on building some things for myself? Because after all, that's what I'm going to do there. If one day I tend to break through with some good product, probably these companies will come and be like, okay, you are good. So I have to say, one, I have to be honest, probably I'm not good enough for companies to take me. That's why they don't take me. And I understand that. And I don't want that to be a problem. And I don't want that to be a problem for you as well. You are a developer, sit home. At any point in time, wherever you are in this world, you can always code something. As far as you have a machine with you, even on the phone today, you can even still code. So do not think because I haven't been taken by a company, it means there's no way I can make it as a software developer. Not at all. I remember the last company I worked in, they usually pay me X salary. So the day I left the company, in the same week, I made X times 3 in just a week. So you can imagine it has its advantages of being alone. So try to look at that alone, look at that aspect of things and just move on. So in short, these are some reasons why I personally don't consider my CV anymore. I don't even know what is the state now. So in fact, if you check my website, zubuli.me, you could see that I've removed the works and the CV part. I got rid of it. I'm not interested. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video, guys.